This is the day two that I would call, if I had to title it, I would give it the title Driving and Flying. Those were the two things that were out of my comfort zone, which I mentioned before, and those two I faced today, and it turned out very nicely. So I'm happy about that. How did I face them? Where did I face them? Stick around and I'll tell you the whole story.
Every corner holds a new wonder. Dancing to the beat, let's explore together. Feel the groove, let's move. In Slovenia, we'll dance every day. So pack your bags, we're on our way. These life adventures, just one roll away.
Welcome to Sunny Escapades. You are listening to me talking about my trip to Slovenia in November to see the fall colors. This day I started in the Radisson Blu Plaza where I was staying for one night only, and I kind of screwed up my sleeping pattern last night because I had been traveling a lot in those hours since like 31st of October, going from Doncaster all the way to London and then to Slovenia, and then walking around a lot, doing some sightseeing a lot. So by the time I came back to the hotel on 1st November, even though it was like 8 o'clock, I was extremely tired. I was like properly exhausted, and I knew that I would not be able to do anything at all, not even copying the data, because I was just like, nodding off even as I sat down. So I decided to take a 20-minute nap. That did not work, so I said, okay, I'll sleep a little bit. So just went to bed without actually, like getting ready for bed kind of thing, because I knew I would get up in a few hours. And then I got up at 11 o'clock at night, 11:15, something around there. Then I'll stay up a little bit now, do the stuff that I needed to do in the evening, then I'll sleep again. It was all right. In a way, it was all right. So I copied my data, made my notes from the day and everything else in a couple of hours. Then about 3 o'clock, I said, okay, now let's sleep. And the good thing is I was able to sleep, which was nice. Did not have to toss and turn at all. The bad thing was that when I got up, I had not set an alarm deliberately. I thought, okay, whenever I wake up naturally, I'll just wake up. I got up at like 8:51. And this is how much I have been traveling and dealing with things that I did not panic. As soon as I saw the 8:51 on the phone, I had a plan formulated in my mind. Okay, this is how I'm gonna do, this is what we're gonna do, this time this, and we'll be okay, because the plan was that to leave Radisson Blu today, leave Ljubljana today, and then go to Lake Bled. According to the plan, I went to the bathroom, took a shower, and got ready, went down to the breakfast room. Breakfast I knew was up at least till 10 o'clock, and then when I went down, I found it was till 10:30, so that was okay. But, oh gosh, I have never seen a breakfast room this busy. It was a huge breakfast room. It was like a proper restaurant size room, but it was extremely busy. There were a lot of things available in breakfast. I can't even name them all because how many there were. I could not even capture all of them on camera because there was so much crowd around everything. There was queuing for some things as well. And the biggest and the worst thing was that there was no table where I could sit and have my breakfast. So what could I do? I just waited, and I walked around in that room, checking and then checking again, doing some capturing of salad that was there, not the fruit salad, but the fruits that were there. The cheese was available. There were different kinds of meat which do not concern me. There were a couple of coffee machines. There was cereal. There were some little pain au chocolat. There was some little cinnamon whirl. What is that called? So there were a lot of things there. Even bread and toaster to toast the bread. There was like one small toaster with two slots for slices, and that's it. So I waited. I had to wait about 10 minutes to get a table. Then finally, I got a table that one of the staff members was cleaning up, and I said, "Can I take that one?" And there was a mother and son on the table next to it, like very, very close to it. But he said, like, "Yeah, sure, you can take it." So there was no other choice. So I took the table and got some food for myself as well. Unfortunately, the coffee I got was coffee cream, which did not mean coffee with milk. So there was like an espresso shot still, which was very bitter. I did not drink it. But juice was good, and then the food was good, but just that because of the crowd, because of how busy it was, you could not just like go again because everything was going to take time. But it was okay. I got full. I did have an okay breakfast. So came back to my room, and I still had time based on my plan to do some computer stuff, catch up with some stuff before I had to go out, because the checkout time was midday, not 11. So that was a good thing as well with this hotel. So I did my stuff. Then packing, I knew packing would take me like 10-15 minutes. So I wanted to book a shuttle. The shuttle that I had taken yesterday, I had taken a business card from the driver to book the shuttle today. But unfortunately, you had to book that a bit more in advance, because when I went to that website from the card, it was only giving me options for like 15:30. You could start from there. So okay, I needed something for 11:30. So the second choice was that the app that I had downloaded yesterday, Yalla, that was available. So I booked from there, and it told me it would be 49 euros, and the shuttle could have been 12 euros. But well, you snooze, you lose. Literally, you snooze, you lose. So I said, okay. So I booked that, and that was booked for 11:30, and I got ready, came downstairs, checked out. There was one thing that really pissed me off about this hotel, is that they had 2 bottles of water on the counter, like next to the TV counter, and it said there was a little tag, not little, like a proper tag on it, wrapped around the neck. I'll show you a picture. And it said, for you to enjoy. And then below that it said complimentary. And I opened it, drank 1 bottle, and then I was halfway through the second bottle when I noticed that it said complimentary water for members. The members part I had missed out. So this was actually part of the minibar, but it was placed up on the counter, on the table thing, and it was like, I call this misleading advertising. So everybody who sees that, oh, it's for you to enjoy, yeah, sure, I can enjoy. It does not say for you to enjoy if you are a member. That part they put in a smaller print. So when I came down to check out, they're like, so I did mention that. Like, oh, did you have anything from the minibar? I said, no, just had the water on the counter. Oh, that is paid unless you're a Radisson member. Are you a Radisson member? She knew I was not a Radisson member, otherwise she would have seen that on the screen already. But that was her way of politely putting this in, that sorry, you have to pay for that. So that was 5 euros, which pissed me off, worth 100 euros, because this was like, what do you call it? It's a gotcha. It's something that you do not see coming, but then you get trapped in that. So I need to find out how to avoid that next time. Well, I'll read the labels more carefully, obviously, but other than that as well. Let's see if you have a trick or tip about that. Please put that in the comments. I need to know if there's a trick to avoiding that kind of charges. But anyway, other than that, there was no other charge. So checked out, and my taxi was there already. It had come about 10 minutes early, and I had got the notification on the phone. So that was good. Then took the taxi, and this was a very nice taxi. It had 2, like a sunroof, moonroof, kind of 2 roofs open. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, when I woke up in the morning and I went to the window, I saw it was absolutely foggy. What was the expression, like pea soup kind of things. And I was wondering, can I drive in this if I rent the car? But anyway, I knew it would clear up at some point in the day. I was just hoping it would clear up before I have to get behind the wheel of a car. But I have driven in fog before. Even in England, we get fog sometimes. And when I'm coming back from sometimes from a dance social before, not this time, sometimes it would be very foggy. So I've driven extreme fogs. But here, new country, driving on the different side of the road as well, a strange car, not knowing the route as well. So you would prefer to have better conditions, right? So anyway, by this time, actually, I was in the taxi when the fog started to lift. And by the way, this taxi driver was the first person that I met in Slovenia who said that he doesn't speak English. Otherwise, usually even store people, restaurant staff, taxi drivers, everybody has been speaking fluent English, and I've had no issues. This person also had no issues, but I just could not talk to him because he didn't know English. So I just did my stuff with the camera. Oh, beautiful, beautiful roads. Roads are nice, but the scenery, you can see the Alps in the distance. You could see so much greenery. It was absolutely gorgeous. Like, even if you are not a vlogger, you would want to take your phone out and do some videos there and send to your family. It was like that beautiful. So really enjoyed that ride. It was like 20-25 minutes ride. Got to the airport and again looked familiar because I had spent a couple of hours there yesterday, and went to the place which said rent a car. And I looked for this because I had already made a note when I booked the car online. It was Discover Cars and the supplier was called Auto Union. So I looked for Auto Union, did not find. I'm like, what? So then I went back to the online receipt that they had sent me, and it had directions on it. It said, go to this place, go follow the signs for rent a car or car rental or post office, and do not cross the road. So, Dumbo, you crossed the road. So I came back out of that building, crossed the road into the actual terminal, airport terminal, and then there were big, huge signs for car rental and post office both, and both those things are very, very close to each other. So there was a shop which was selling some stuff like souvenirs kind of stuff, but I said, nope, I'll be late if I don't. So exactly 12 o'clock when I was supposed to be there, I was there, but there was nobody at Auto Union. The office was empty. There were a few offices side by side, so there were some girls outside. I was like, oh, she's in there, you can go. I said, no, I don't need that one, I need this one. That one was Enterprise, I think, the other one. So I said, okay. So I went back to the shop then, so okay, make use of the time. And this is how much I plan. Like, you might think that I'm crazy or very anal, but I do like to plan. So I knew that I would be driving a car, and I knew that Slovenia has really, really nice scenery. So I had bought a kind of a holder. I can give you a link if you want from Amazon, and it can hold a phone, and it's got a clip, and you can clip it to many different things, like even to your steering wheel if you want to, or any kind of like a not very thick item like a sun visor, in the passenger side, you can put it on there. So you can put your phone in there and you can do a dash cam. So there's an app called NavMe on Amazon. It's a free app and it can do like a dash cam recording. So you can divide the recordings into small parts. It can do a loop recording, and it can do your speed limits and everything as well. So I was like, yeah, that's great. So I had already downloaded that, installed that, and checked it within Doncaster in my own car, see that it works or how it works. So I was ready for that, and I already had a little cigarette lighter plug that I bought recently from Amazon, which had two USB-C and one USB-A slots for charging, so that I can charge the phone while it's using the dash cam thing, because if you're doing long journeys, then it might run out of battery, and I could charge my own phone as well for sat nav. So I had done all that, but I had not bought a phone holder separately for my phone, because I was thinking the new cars would probably have a GPS system built in. So I went to the shop and I wanted sunglasses, because my sunglasses, the current ones that I'm using, they're cheap ones and they are at the end of their lives, but I like them so much I still wear them, even though one lens is completely going. It's like a red and black frame. I really like it. So I'm looking for something similar in a branded or unbranded or whatever. Have not found it. So I looked at this shop. Most of the designs they had for sunglasses were for like ladies kind of thing, but they had this awful yellow ones which looked like they were for males, and they fit, and they had the slightly darker glasses which I wanted, because now the sun was out and I would be driving. So I bought the sunglasses, and there were some t-shirts they had. There are some nice designs, not like the ones that I had seen before, and the price was 16 euros. So that 18.90 yesterday was kind of like par for the course. I think that this is how much t-shirts cost here, especially if they're good quality. So I got one t-shirt and then one pair of sunglasses. Then I came back to this rental company, and then this time the girl was there. So she was like, yeah, come on in. You have a reservation, I'm hoping. And yes, so there's a reservation. Name is Goswami. I had booked an Opel Mokka, and like an SUV, compact SUV. They did not have that. They had given me a Hyundai Kona. Fine, don't care. But didn't feel like an SUV. I wanted to drive an SUV. I've never driven an SUV before. But yeah, so there was, I think, maybe 10 minutes. So she took the passport, looked at the driving license, and then she wanted a credit card. When you rent a car, they ask you for a deposit. So got to the car, and then I spent probably about 40 minutes 40-50 minutes just setting up the car, getting to know the car, because in a strange car, before you get out on the highway, you want to be very familiar with it. So I just checked how to turn on the lights and how to do the turn signal, and steering is okay for my height, and the seat is okay further back, whatever. And the main thing I did was it did have a big screen, like a 7-8 inch screen, and that screen can be connected to your phone. So I connected it to my phone, and there's an app called Android Android Auto. That Android Auto is an absolute game changer because it doesn't only play music. I thought it would be playing music. No, 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 monsieur. It can do everything. It can do all your calls and notifications and all of that. But the main thing it could do was if I started navigation on my phone in Google Maps and this is connected to the car, I get the whole thing on the screen and I get the sound from the car speakers for navigation. So, and that worked very nicely. I was able to pair that up within a couple of minutes to just figure out as to what to do it. I gave it access to my contacts. I should not have, but I forgot, so I did it. But I need to remember now to disconnect it before I give the car back. Anyway, so got all of that ready. Put my dash cam phone there as well. My second one, which is a CMF1 by Nothing. That's the phone name. It's a nice one. It's a very cheap phone, like 200 pounds, but 180 or 200 pounds. And it's very lovely, like a very nice, sleek design, good features, ChatGPT integration in the CMF Buds Pro, if you have the CMF Buds Pro. So I like that phone. And although it's my second phone, so I don't use it very much, but I still use it for some things like this. So I just set everything up. I still need to set it up again tomorrow because the way I've set it up right now is like you can see through the screen, but you can also see the windscreen. So I want to set it up so that you can see through the windscreen only, not the screen. And I was so glad that I did it. So then I got out of there. So two things I've got is that I've got the e-vignette. E-vignette is something like a toll system in Slovenia. I don't know how you pay that if you don't have that, but in this case it means that the rental company pays for all the things. I don't have to stop at any tolls, and company will charge me 16 euros for these 4 days. So I said, okay, it's fine. I had read about this also online already. So I did my research. So once I got out of when I was coming out of the car park, it was very easy, just that you approach the barrier slowly and the barrier opens by reading the number plate, ANPR they call it, automatic number plate recognition. It's there in UK as well. It's not like Slovenia is living in the future. UK also has that in car parkings. So once I got out of there, I was worried about that I will just walk around or drive around in the airport only. No, I did not get lost at all. I didn't get lost anywhere. Again, I'm gonna do the knock on wood thing because I don't want to get lost. One thing I was not prepared for it was that this car is a little bit too autonomous. So other than doing the sat nav and telling you the speed on the front dashboard and everything, it also gives you something called a lane assist. I think it is called lane assist. I've seen the keyword somewhere. And what that does is it just recognizes where you are placed in the lane, and it gives you either a green little icon or like a blinking icon or something like that, so that you know that you are too close to one end or something like that. And in this time, because I was sitting in the left hand side in the car and driving on the right hand side, I was a little bit too close to the right hand side other than the left, because in the left it felt like I was right in the traffic. In UK also the same thing. When you drive on the right hand side and driving on the left hand side of the road, same thing, you're in the traffic. But I think because it's a strange country, I was in a strange car, so feeling a bit weird, so I was going more to the right. And the car not only gave me that icon, I noticed the icon later, but it jiggles the steering wheel. It actually tries to align you. So I'm like, oh my god, this is freaky. But after a few minutes, then I got used to it. Not the jiggling, I just got to align the car properly. I figured out, okay, this is where I need to see the dashed lines on the screen, in my windscreen around this point, then it's okay. I watched some YouTube short recently which showed you if your left edge of the steering wheel is the left wheel and things like that. So try to work with that. Did not remember that very much, but I managed it. The road was okay. The route not okay. It was good. It was really excellent. Excellent condition highways. I was on A2, and the exits were not very hard to take as well. There were lots of roundabouts. I had to remember to not go towards the left on the roundabout. Roundabout is the hardest place where you have to remember it, by the way. The roads are okay, on the roundabout, you have to go to the right. You have to give way to the people on your left rather than the people on the right, because that's how you do it in UK. So I had to remember that. In one place, I got honked at because I stopped at a roundabout where I was not supposed to stop. So what happened was the guy on my left was stopped, but I did not have to stop because my lane, which was the rightmost lane, that had a clear, like it was a free turn or free go for me. So I did not know that. I did see that there was no double dashed line in front with the yield symbol. That was not there for my lane, but it was on the left hand lane, it was there. So somebody behind me honked very long and loud. So I thought, okay, I'm going. So I went. That was okay. But I did see other people getting honked as well later on, so that made me feel better. Like, okay, I'm not the only stupid person driving in Slovenia. There are other people who are also like unknown or whatever. But other than that, it was a very easy drive, maybe about 45 minutes. I did not get out of that right lane at all. Instead of overtaking, I focused on doing the lane aligning thing and focusing on my route and the screen and car, everything. So I just took it easy. If there was somebody like a tanker in front of me and it was going like 80, I went 80, even if it was like 100 limit or 130 limit, whatever. So it was okay. I did not get stuck many places. And even up to Lake Bled, it was very nice roads. So there were some smaller roads towards the end, but they were also not that small. And how I knew that I was getting close was because there were more pedestrian crossings and there were actually pedestrians on the footpath. They crossed and then you had to stop and all of that. That's how I knew. Otherwise, there were no very tiny roads. Like if you go to the north of England, oh my God, some lanes are like country lanes. They will shock you out of like 10 years of your age because they are so narrow. Some places they are so narrow that your car sensor, parking sensor will go beep 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 on either side. And even then, those are like two-way traffic. So there are some places which are lay-bys where you pass them. Anyway, I won't give you horror stories about that, but those make me very, very nervous. Here, it did not make me nervous. I just took it easy, stayed within the speed limits as much as possible. Not as much as possible. Most of the places, there was one place where it was 40 and I struggled to bring it down to 40 because it changed from like 70 to 40 very quickly, and I struggled because the road was really good. Yeah, this is it for today. I'm still Slovenia and I'll tell you the story for tomorrow in the next video, so please subscribe. And if you like this video, if you enjoyed it, if you find it entertaining, amusing, or if you learned something new from this, please click the like button. And yes, think about subscribing because that helps the channel. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.